First of all, do you have eating clothes? Yeah, there's some guilty chuckles in here right now. Yeah. If you've ever had to say, these are my barbecue sweats, you need help. Second of all, have you ever found yourself out of breath from chewing? I'm talking full-on winded from the act of closing your teeth together. You catch your breath, and what do? Finish the food, that's right. It's not a meal isn't over when I'm full or tired. It's over when that plate is empty. And last but not least, I swear, this sounds like something that I would make up. I did this last month. Have you ever stopped to get food? On your way to go get food. Well, that restaurant's 45 minutes away. I better go get a Snickers. That is a tragic moment. But it is, I am a father. I've been performing a lot lately out of town, out of country, because I have 4 children, so I love the road. And I love my kids, but including my stepson, 15, 14, 11, and 3.5. Yeah, I am in the trenches. It gets weirder, too. My ex-wife, full-blooded Irish. So my daughter's a redhead, my son is a blonde. My current wife, Mexican-American, her ex-husband, Filipino. Right, so my stepson, very dark, very Asian-looking. Our baby has brown hair because he's Anglo-Mexican. What I'm trying to say is, I have one of each hair color in my house. When they line up for pictures, it looks like a Macy's catalog photo shoot. Like I'm holding United Nations youth group meetings in my house. I can't wait till my youngest grows up and has to explain this. I don't know if anybody has a blended family or came from a blended family, these older half-siblings that don't look like each other. Right, you got to explain that. His friends are going to be at his game, like, Robbie, who are those 2 teenage boys that keep cheering for you? Oh, it's cool, those are my brothers. Really, the blonde kid and the Asian kid, those are both your brothers? What's he going to say? Like, you haven't even seen my redheaded sister yet. It gets weirder. And you inherit different things from different parents. You do. Like my youngest and my oldest each look nothing like me. My daughter, my son, they look like their respective mothers, but they both have my height. Yeah, that's what they got from me. My daughter's 5'11", 105 pounds. Yeah, she just had knee surgery because kids aren't supposed to play soccer year-round when they're growing that fast. Right, yeah, as I keep telling her, sweetie, that metabolism doesn't last. Enjoy that while you can as she's gobbling up McDonald's fries. No, but it's true. We didn't know that about my baby because my wife is 5'3". Right? I'm 6'6". We figure that should even out. No, that's not the way DNA works. You put everything in a pot and it comes out the way it comes out. And no doctor should ever start a sentence like this when they're telling you about your children. This guy, it was one of the last appointments we could go to before everything shut down, like February of 2020. And my son was only about 1.5 years, but they're way more accurate at measuring height now. Like when we were kids, how did they predict our height? Anybody remember? Yeah, on your 2nd birthday, they take your height then and just double it. That's your prediction. Ooh, science. Now they measure his spine elasticity, they look at family history, they come up with a more accurate measurement. And he looks at me, and this is how he starts the sentence. I don't know whether to tell you to look out or congratulations. I'm all ears now. Said, your son is going to be around 6'9" or 6'10". Yeah, and right in front of the doctor, my wife, because he looks exactly like her, my wife turns to me and says, thanks, honey, you just helped me build the biggest Mexican in history. I can't let her have the last laugh at the doctor's office. This is what I do for a living. Right in front of the doctor, I turned back to her and said, that's right, build your stupid wall. My boy will step over it. Go ahead. No. So I am tall, 6'6", yeah. And which I tell you that so you can quit guessing. People do. People want to talk about it when you're tall. They do, which I wouldn't mind as long as the only time I do mind is when they use the voice like they're telling me. I love that one. Wow, you're tall. Like I'm going to go, oh, wow, you're right. I got to quit sleeping in. When did that happen? It did happen to me fast. I don't know if we got any tall people here. Anyone over 6'2" or taller? Clap if you're 6'2" or taller. Thank you very much, sir. And in the front, thank you. We never got to do that growing up, did we? Right, tall people try to sit front when we're kids, like get in the back, you're blocking people. But I can't see the board. You're just gonna play sports and lift stuff, you don't need to read. Then we don't go pro, and it's just a life of not fitting anywhere, right? How tall are you, man? 6'7", oh, bigger than me. I don't get that very often. Thank you so much. How about you, sir? 6'3", okay. Yeah, if you were taller, then it becomes an auction. So that's actually good that you went second. Can anybody, if I 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", I've had that happen. No, but actually, so you still probably experience this, but you experience this more. Yeah, flying, yeah, that's so much fun, isn't it? And I understand flight attendants are company employees. They can't be totally honest. They can't walk up to every tall or overweight person and go, the next 3 hours of your life are about to suck. Like, they can't be honest. They have to look really surprised that you look uncomfortable. Are you having trouble sleeping, sir? Yeah, my legs are inside me. Yeah, maybe you nap in a pretzel. Not happening for me. And some airlines, they're stressful. Some airlines, I'm physically incapable of flying. You too. Like Spirit Airlines, yeah, their pitch is so narrow, my knees do not go down, and legally they won't let you have your knees up against. I legally cannot fly Spirit Airlines. Oh, darn. If you've never been on Spirit Airlines, let me just say they named it that because that's the part of you that it crushes. There's people in here that have never been on a Spirit Airlines flight, but you've seen the inside of it because there's always the fight when you watch the news. Half the time an airline fight is on Spirit Airlines, isn't it? And they always interview the one guy that didn't get arrested, the guy that tried to break it up. It's like, why did you get involved? Well, when 16A and 16C started punching each other, I thought I and 16B ought to say something. At other airlines, their seats are actually okay, but their seating policy is stressful, like Southwest. Yeah, Southwest Airlines. Their seats are fine, but you never know where you're going to sit. Yeah, you just get a place in line. You get on the plane, every man, woman, and child for themselves. The only thing I like about that, it creates teamwork amongst total strangers, doesn't it? You already know where I'm going with this. You ever get your aisle seat that you wanted? A total stranger has their window seat. Right away, you lock eyes and you know you have a common goal and mission with this person. We have to keep this middle seat empty no matter how we have to act. You're like, all right, buddy, you know the drill. On the count of 3, ready, look, gross. Actively trying to look fatter than you really are in your own seat. Actually, I had this thought enter my mind. How can I look really gassy? No, I can't just let one rip. That'll offend the people here. I'm talking, I gotta look like the kind of guy who's gonna let him rip all the way from San Diego to Boston. If you're in that situation, I know it's not a pleasant topic, but you can use this. This is the face I made to convey that message. Worked like a charm. This face right here. All right, this is working. Nobody's sitting here. Except now I really do have to go to the bathroom. I overacted. The parents know that face. That's where I learned that face. Yeah, from my 1-year-old when he was a year old. Yes, because babies can poop while staring you dead in the eyes. He'll do it before the night is out. Well, yeah, you're laughing. Yeah, with the confidence of a serial killer, just stare right into your soul. They're this big, but I lose that game of chicken every time. Holding a baby and they look at you, whoa. Kids do all kind of scary stuff like that to you. Things you didn't know were involuntary, or things you thought were involuntary are actually learned. And you don't remember because you were too young, like sniffing, clearing of the throat. Yeah, you're not born knowing how to do that. I mean, you have a 3-year-old, they get a frog in their throat. That's how they talk for a day. Where are you going, Daddy? Where are you going, Daddy? Where are you going? I'm going away from you, Satan. Would that be all right? So yeah, but it did happen to me fast. Did you have a bad growth spurt when you were younger, where you got really tall really fast? Or it was gradual? It happens. Oh, that's so awesome. You retain movement. How about you? A bad growth spurt, or was it pretty gradual too? Oh, you're so lucky. I went from, no, that wasn't my story. I was always a little bit taller than everybody. Then all of a sudden at 13, it just ramped up. I went from 5'5" to 6'2" in 1 year. Yeah, last year. No. No, you know what boys get most of their height? You know what year that? Yeah, it's the year this is happening. It's already a terrible time for young boys, right? Acne all over his face, sprouting hair everywhere. He already is insecure about his voice. And what does Mother Nature do to his height? Hey, let's take that voice you love and put it up here where everyone can hear, you know? And the basketball coaches find you right away, right? They're like, hey, now you should play basketball. Slow down. Maybe first I ought to learn how to walk again. Let's start there. You know? I never actually liked that basketball stereotype because I get it. 6'3", 6'7", 6'6", that's tall in life. but it's not that tall on the court, is it? No, we would still be guards in the NBA if they didn't have that talent rule. They're picky like that. No, believe it or not, I was on the basketball team in high school, but just for diversity. Thank you for admitting you know what I'm talking about. Coach was trying to whiten up the bench to give the illusion of diversity on the team. Here come the recruits. How tall is he? 6'6"? Boy, that's a lot of white. Put him right down here. You know who I was on the basketball team? Remember the yearbook picture of the basketball team? The kid sitting in the middle holding the ball? Yeah, you're laughing because you know what I mean by that. That kid never touched the ball in any actual game, did he? Am I looking a little more familiar now? I can't tell you what happened at the game, but I can tell you what kind of wood that bench was made out of. That was my position. But did you know, actually, I want to be fair, too. I asked for the tall people. Where, specifically women, where are my little tiny women? 5'3" or shorter, little tiny things, where are you? There you go, yeah, just sit wherever you want. Front, back, middle, whatever, we don't block anyone. Yeah, that's the thing. Short people think being tall is an advantage, but there's advantages you have, too, like you fit. In life, in general, you just fit. You ever done this one, tiny women? In the passenger seat of a car, put your feet up on the dashboard and took a nap? Yeah, you were nodding before I finished the question. That is a pipe dream for that guy. He would knee himself in the forehead if he even tried that. Just know if you got your feet up like that, all sleeping because you're comfortable, because you fit, if there's a tall person driving you, all we're thinking is, I hope the airbag goes off. Not enough to hurt you, just enough to make the trucker laugh. That's all we're doing. No, it's true. The stress of having children does start early, like before they even get here. Like, clap if you have children. Where are my parents? Even if they're grown. Clap if you have kids. Yeah? Oh, most of you. Okay. Yeah, before they even get here, you have to think of names for these new beings. Right? That's stressful, right? That can be a fight. That can be all these things. Which family do we honor? Like, do you even like your family? That question has to come up. Right? And names are trendy, too. They come and they go. Anyone else think it weird that one day we're going to have grandmothers named Brittany? That's weird, isn't it? Grandma Brittany. And she's going to live with Grandpa Hudson. It's wrong, right? And I hope they name their kids Edith and Mabel and we come full circle. That would be nice for 100 years. No, and I did something, and you gotta watch out for trends because you'll miss the trend. Like I did, I missed this trend. I gave my children first names. Silly me. Yeah, we don't do that anymore. My kids are bringing home their friends, and I'm thinking I'm gonna meet, Jennifer, Michelle, Mike, Tony, all the names that I grew up with. Instead, I'm meeting Taylor, Tyler, Tucker, Tanner, Mason, Morgan, Madison, Connor, Carson, Jackson, Jefferson, Hunter, Logan, Flynn. Last I checked, these were last names. And if you have two last names, you sound like a walking law firm. I'm just saying. Logan Flynn can't dig ditches. He has to make something out of himself, right? And it makes me feel old because I can't remember which name goes first. And I just sound decrepit in front of my kids' friends. Like, are you Jackson Jefferson or Jefferson Jackson? Who am I talking to, right? This is strictly an American problem, by the way. I travel all over the world doing shows. I go to Mexico all the time. You know who I've never met? A guy named Lopez Gomez. Has not taken off in that culture. You gotta watch out for initials too. My own grandmother wasn't paying attention. I've got an uncle, Gary Allen Strait, gas. He's lived with that for 87 years. My mom thought she was being careful. She didn't catch what she did until just a few years ago because it was very subtle. I was helping her clean out old boxes, and we found a flight itinerary from when the whole family went to Hawaii in the mid-90s. And some of you remember the days when you had to do travel planning before there was internet, right? You had to call the airline or a travel agent, and they would mail paper tickets to the house. And it would have a cover sheet that would have the first initial and the whole last name of everyone going on the trip. Well, all of our last names are Strait, S-T-R-A-I-T. My first name is Christopher. My brother's name is Patrick. Some of you who are with photographic memories are way ahead of me right now. C straight and P straight. You heard me. I'm 46, he's 39. It never dawned on this woman until that moment what she had done. And folks, I don't come from nowhere. My mother is easily the funniest person in our family. She sees C straight and P straight, realized what she did, and just starts laughing hysterically in her own garage. To the point where I'm like, what are you laughing at? You're the one that named us. She finally gets enough air back in to stop me, and she goes, no, you don't get it. That's not why C straight and P straight is so funny. Then why is it so funny? Because you're blind as a bat and your brother can't aim. I'll stop the woman when she lies. Yeah, that's true about my brother and I, which is a terrible combination for siblings who are sharing a bathroom growing up. Yeah, he can't aim and I can't see. What do you think that leads to for me in the middle of the night? That was a lot of this moment. Yeah, oh, dude. So he's having his first child. I'm finally going to be an uncle for the first time at this age. Yeah, next any minute now. The phone could be beeping and I'll be an uncle for the first time. So, yeah, that's cool. But not for me. I'm done. No more. I'm exhausted. I have the 3 children that I've had and also my stepson, so I took over a lease. And happy to do that. Love him. But it is, it's weird. Businesses do try to help out parents. I love seeing that. And they had kind of stopped doing it, but post-pandemic, they're doing it again. I try to look at the positive, spin that to a positive. Restaurants want your business. They're bringing back discounts. Kids eat free. I've seen that like 4 times. They had stopped doing that. It's back now. Kids eat free. Don't they always? I mean, were you splitting the check with a 7-year-old before that sign? Because if so, I want to meet that kid. That'd be a great practical joke for a kid. Like the check drops, he just stands up, Mom, Dad, put away your wallets. I got this. You guys work hard, and I just sold a treehouse. Let's party. You know, big commission. The Fort market is really up. No, obviously their heart's in the right place. But I wish they would give a discount for the whole table based on how many kids you have with you. Doesn't that sound more fair? There's some frazzled mom with 5 kids with her. Everything is free, ma'am. Everything is free. 4 adults with 1 kid. All right, scoop of ice cream and get out of my face. Based on how tired they look. But no, it's exactly what it sounds like. Kids eat free, adults full price. So yes, I might be lying to them, but they made it too tempting. Oh, the kids eat free, but we got to pay? Then I'll have the Jell-O and he'll have the steak. Yeah, 20-ounce T-bone. Put it on the high chair. We're going to be a while. He kind of gums it to death. Is that okay with you? Not that it's any easier trying to shop for guys. I remember when my daughter was learning how to read, she learned how to read early. Like, 2 of my kids are actually special needs, but the other 2, really fast they read. And when kids are learning how to read at 3 and 4, they still don't know what anything is. They're just good at putting letters together. Now you have to explain what that thing is. Well, I remember she's behind me, I'm driving, she's looking out the window. We pass a supermarket chain that I think we only have out here anymore. And she goes, she's sounding out, food for less? And I panicked. I'm like, great, now I'm gonna have to explain poverty. Right, by the way, you never realize what an awful neighborhood you're driving through until a little kid is playing tour guide sitting in your car. Right, because you're just driving through a neighborhood you always drive through, you don't even think about it, and all of a sudden one of the kids starts going, checks for cash, pawn shop, guns. I'm like, we gotta move. So she sounds out food for less. I'm waiting for a question about what it means. Instead, she blindsides me. I'm not ready for this. She goes, Daddy, is there also a store called Food for More? And it just came out. I go, yeah, Princess, we call it Whole Foods. That's a... Wow, you ever been inside one of them? That's food for way more than is necessary. I said things at a Whole Foods I have never said before, like, do you have any partial foods? Because I got to put the whole ones on a payment plan, okay? No adult should ever have to say they're financing a carrot. Yeah, he agrees. I can do anything with kid noise, don't worry about it. I can literally do surgery. No. But oh yeah, my daughter, she's my oldest, she's 15. Yeah, she's taking driver's training soon. If she can get her knee working again, she'll be driving. That has to happen first. It's weird, like she was my first, one to get to that age, and she was, my question asker when I was younger. And she was the one who was 13 when the pandemic started. I think that's probably a rough age for them, right? Imagine that your whole social life goes and you're a teenage girl. Yeah, she was even upset she didn't get to take school pictures in the 8th grade. I don't know about the rest of you, that would have been my favorite part of a pandemic when I was that age. No documentation of what I looked like at 13 and 14 years old. But I can tell why she wasn't scared. School pictures now are a totally different thing than you and I remember from when we were kids. She brought them home the next year, and I thought I was looking at a headshot from a modeling agency. I said, sweetheart, you look beautiful. This is a great shot. She goes, oh, thanks. It took them 4 tries, but we got it. I said, what? Yeah, 4 tries. It was digital. She got to pick her school picture while still in the chair. Took it, showed her. Didn't make her get up till she found one she liked. How jealous are you right now? Remember what we went through on school picture day? We got 1 shot at it, had to wait 4 to 6 weeks to see it. Then the mailman brought this to the house. Clap if you can remember at least one really bad school picture you took growing up. You might even still remember the year. Yeah, that was almost everybody. Think about it though, we're the last generation that's gonna have that character building moment of a bad picture of yourself. Because remember, by the time you saw it, the orders had to be in. Your aunts and uncles had already ordered the wallet size if they wanted it. Your grandma had cleared a space on the mantle. That was gonna be what you looked like to everyone she knew for the next 12 months. You panic. You take a look at that bad picture and you had to think fast. You're like, looks like I better develop a personality. Ain't getting nothing on my looks for a while. I don't know, some of the technology like that is just too late for us. Like it's over. We can't do it. Other technology, like we have it, but the kids are just better at it. Like I've had a cell phone for 21 years. My daughter only for 3. She's already way better with this thing than I ever will be. Right? Anyone had the experience of having one of your children or grandchildren have to show you how something you own works? Yeah, that's humbling, isn't it? Yeah, she can like edit in all the social media apps. She sends me text messages in nothing but emojis sometimes. You ever had that? Teenagers love doing this. It's like a whole new language. I'm not talking about a heart or a smiley face. We could all figure that one out. I'm talking 8 symbols in a row, and now you have to decipher this Morse code. The other day she sent me 2 Hello Kitties, a heart, and a poop emoji. I swear, I'm looking at 2 Hello Kitties, a heart, and poop. I stopped everything I was doing. I go, honey, what on earth are you trying to say? She gave me the teenage girl noise. You ever gotten the teenage girl noise? You did it exactly right. Yeah, well, I don't know what they're trying to communicate there. It's like saying, Dad, you're such a loser. I don't even need oxygen. I said, what's 2 Hello Kitties, a heart, and poop? She goes, duh, Dad, clean the litter box. She has 2 cats. She loves them, and they crap. All right, I totally get it now. I just needed a translator. You know who else needs text messaging translated for them? I'm not making this up. 911 emergency will accept a text message if you send it to them. Yeah, the first time I heard that, I thought, who's texting 911? Who won't stop what they're doing to make a phone call during an emergency? That's what I pictured, somebody going, yeah, I know he's bleeding, but I got a high score on Candy Crush. I'm not gonna... No, it's actually for a smart reason. It's so if you're in the middle of like a home invasion or robbery and the perpetrators don't know you're there, you can alert the authorities without making any noise. So it's actually really smart. But I still want to be there for the day they do the training. Right, because they've got to train 911 operators to read every text abbreviation, every text emoji. It's another language. They have to be fluent because they're going to get stuff into that call center like my GF shot, my BFF, frown. He can't call back. He's got to keep that going like LOL, JK, OMW, siren. Trying to ask questions via text like knife, question mark? No, gun, blood drip, exclamation point. Okay, siren. That's why I don't like when people complain about that. They're always like, our schools don't have enough money. I'd like to make a correction. Our teachers don't have enough money. I think that's a completely separate problem. Right? I've done shows for schools, I've done shows for the military, and that's always the complaint. The military has too much money and schools don't have enough. Well, let's do what a company would do. They have a division with a surplus and one with a deficit. For a while, they might combine them. What do you say we let the military run the schools for a few years and see what happens? Right? Some of the kids look paranoid. Some of the older people are laughing. Like, yeah, why not them? We're out of school. Let's try it on them. What are our complaints? What do we always complain about the kids? Oh, they're all obese. They've all got ADD. Give them a drill sergeant. Yeah, I bet you they won't be fat and distracted for long, will they? Right. Even adults, but can you name all the presidents in order, 1 to 46? Or can you name them all? No, not at all. That's a trick question, by the way. There's only been 45. Anyone know why that is? 46 terms, but only 45 presidents. Anyone know why that is? Someone usually does. Cleveland, yes. Cleveland won, lost, and won again. Thank you very much. But that took a long time for one person to answer in a room full of Americans. No, I'm a presidential historian, and I've realized I could have stopped way before and still had more knowledge. Because they say, no, only 3% of high school students can name all the presidents in order, but I'll bet you they could all do it next week if they had to do push-ups every time they made a mistake. Right? That would change stereotypes in school. You see some kid like, hey man, you look ripped. What happened? I can't spell. Why is Tommy always running? Oh, he's bad at math. Like you could look at a kid's body and see what he needed tutoring on. Wow, ripped abs. Work on your geography. That's true. But I will say, it's a different world now that we're in. I'm glad that things are finally starting to return a little bit more to normal. I was actually telling Matt about this earlier. Funny to be on cruise ships and see how the attitudes have changed towards new variants coming. I'm glad to see how many people are becoming stronger and tougher, but still smart about this. Because when the first variant started hitting in the fall, the second or third variant started hitting, people had they were like, all right, put your mask back on, stand apart, a new variant, we got to take this seriously. By the time the fifth variant came out, everybody was like 3 shots in. And the attitude suddenly shifted to, okay, let's take these vaccines for a spin. Is this your fork? Everybody breathe a lot when you talk. Whatever, we'll all get through it. We're a strong, tough people. We'll get through it. Now, but it has you thinking about your own mortality. People ask me about that. Are you saving money? Got 4 kids, you saving for college? Not much. Because I've got a master's degree, and look what I do. Yeah, that's a fun. Well, no, what happened was I got a bachelor's degree in history. Then when I got out of college, imagine that, none of the big history factories were hiring. So I went back to grad school for psychology, and midway through my program, literally on the same day that I had my first practice session, I got on stage for the first time. Yeah, that was on the same day. Got yelled at one, got laughed at the other, made my decision. Turns out I'm better at talking than listening. Go figure. But here's what I thought. The degree is paid for. I better finish it. So I did. I finished the degree because I thought I'd get yelled at less if I still had it. But that makes for an awkward graduation day. So I tell kids that. You're mad at your parents about something they did to you growing up. I love my parents, but I don't care how much you love your parents. You're mad at something they did to you growing up. So get revenge in a way that benefits your life, that enriches it. Don't be like those people you see in an intervention. I did drugs all day and never got a job, but it's because of my dad. No, it's because it's fun and you're a loser. You want to get back at dad, that takes more planning, takes more effort. Got to do something like what I did. Let him pay for 7 years of college. Then on graduation day, say, I'm going to be a comedian. That works. The look on my mother's face was worth every test. You mean like in Hollywood or Vegas? Nope, you're Belinda. That's where the money at, mama. I really know. It is, and if I might be, my kids actually, this is my business. This is what I do. My kids, their father is a comedian. So like, how do they rebel? Right, because this is actually a rebellious thing for where I came from. Like my mother's side of the family, they're where I get my humor from. But none of them are in show business. They're all really funny people, but they're accountants. Yeah, you're right to laugh. That's as awful a combination as you're thinking that it is right now. Funny accountants is not a cool thing. You owe 300 grand. What? Kidding. Oh. Every year, why don't I fire that guy? My dad's side of the family, all locksmiths. A few of them work in elevator mechanics. Yeah, they can fix anything. I can't put batteries in a calculator. I can start an electrical fire cutting an apple. I'm terrible. I have none of that ability, so I had to make this new career. So how do my kids rebel against me? Like, be a doctor, honey. That's nice and rebellious. You know. So no, but my kids actually do. They try to write jokes because you want to know about the family business, even if you're not going to go into it. Kids often work for their parents. My kids actually tried writing jokes. I still remember the first joke my daughter ever wrote when she was 7 years old. I'll share it with you now. Which teacher farts the loudest? A tutor. Yeah, I wrote the rest of these, but that is an Amy Strait original. You guys liked it. I'll let her know. She's almost 16. She's so embarrassed by her 7-year-old humor. So join the club, honey. I'm embarrassed by my 35-year-old humor. And I'm 46 now. I know I look worse, but I'm 46. That's their fault too, the kids. Now I'm celebrating an anniversary. Tomorrow it'll be 2 years that I decided to finally surrender to the gray in my beard. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have this experience. The first time you try to dye something, the first time, wow, I look 10 years younger. About the third time you do it, wow, I look like a guy who can't accept that he's 10 years older. Very different thing. So no, I try to spin things to the positive that we think to be negative. Like, anybody remember the first thing that everybody, when the pandemic first started, what was the first thing everybody ran out and bought way too much of? Toilet paper. I know, that is ridiculous. But I've seen it the other way, and that's just as dumb. Yeah, I was in line once behind a guy buying 1 roll of toilet paper. Yeah, how many of you even knew they sold 1 roll of toilet paper? Right, I've heard of fear of commitment, but that is ridiculous. I couldn't hold back. I said, sir, are you trying to quit? You don't want to be stuck with extra toilet paper when this whole wiping fad dies out. I hear you. Plus, you can't give kids advice based on now. The world changes too fast. You ever notice that? Changes way too quickly. Like Depression-era people. If you had parents that grew up in the Depression and you're a baby boomer, what do they tell you? You know, like, get in with a company, work your way to the top. From the bottom to the top, stay with that same company, because that worked for them. Baby boomers, that didn't work for you, did it? Right? You hit a ceiling because of your education, you couldn't move ahead. So what did they tell all of us in Generation X? Stay in school. We heard it like a mantra. Stay in school, stay in school. Now we've all got master's degrees and we're comedians. So before I tell my kids anything, I've got to be a fortune teller. I've got to see where the world is going, where it's going to be, who's going to be in charge. You think I'm telling my daughter to stay in school? I'm telling her Chinese guys are hot. Let's be honest, when our new masters take over, they ain't going to need Chuckle Boy. Laughter's not their thing over there. But they do like to win Olympic medals, and my daughter's going to be perfect for breeding purposes. 6'2" redhead, she'll marry the captain of the Chinese basketball team. Make themselves a bunch of freckly Yao Mings. And that's how I'll get my retirement house. Oh, man. Well, see, you miss certain things. You're like, and you take things for granted that you were like, even traffic. I don't like traffic, but it was nice to have it as an option. We were all in the house. Remember the first few times you were out on a freeway when no one else was out there? Like, oh my God, this is what the ground on the 405 looks like. You know, it was amazing. Although I got to say, I think I know what I want the next step in GPS technology to be. All right, you've mastered the fastest way. Thank you. Give us more options. Like, how about the safest way? And I mean that in 2 ways: where the road is chopped up and where the neighborhood is terrible. Let's be honest. You want a ghetto-proof GPS some days. You just don't want to, you want to skip the trailer park. You want that option. Turn left, up ahead. But I want to go, trust me, cracker, turn left, up ahead. They could bring back the mean lady if she gave good advice like that. They got rid of her. How many remember when GPS voices were new, that you put that Garmin in the top of your car? Remember that? You didn't get to choose a voice. You got that same angry woman judging your every turn. You could almost hear her rolling her eyes, recalculating. Idiot. I don't mind that voice telling me where to go. It's strong, it's authoritative, it's female. I've been married twice. I'm broken. But when I make a mistake, have a kinder, gentler voice kick in. Like in California, we have a great, that surfer kid, stoner voice. I love that voice. That's so relaxed and calm. That guy could give you any bad news and you'd stay relaxed. Have that guy kick in when you make a wrong turn. Turn left, up ahead. You turn right. Dude, you blew it. He doesn't even correct you. Never mind, bro, there's tacos up there. I miss looking at bumper stickers too. Anyone else ever been behind the bumper sticker car? Right, there's so many bumper stickers, you can't tell what color the paint is. Right, and it's never a bunch of different points. It's the same point a million times. Right, I was in traffic behind one, and it's always a car where you didn't need the bumper stickers to, like, it's a lot of political stuff, which is like, I don't even know these people. Now I know who they voted for since 1958 in every election. Right, one woman, I was behind her, and I even agree with some of the message. I mean, I'm not a vegetarian, but it's like, meat is murder, I break for animals, save the whales, Greenpeace. Ladies, save your money on the bumper stickers. I already knew you were a vegan and a hippie. It's a Volkswagen bus. Right, it's the mystery machine. We understand completely. Okay. By the way, that door swings both ways for the rednecks. Yeah, if you've got a pickup truck with a visible gun rack, you can go ahead and skip that Trump bumper sticker there, Bubba. We already know where you stand, and if we're following you, don't get upset. We just want to go to Walmart, and we know eventually your truck will find its way there, and so when that fails you, that GPS won't. You'll always get to go. The most aggressive bumper sticker I've ever seen was not on one of those type of cars. Just a basic, like, maroon Camry or something. One bumper sticker on the entire car, but it was the most aggressive thing I've ever seen in traffic. It said, "I heart your ex." Yeah, I think I speak for most of us who've been in a breakup when I say, joke's on you, buddy. All right. You heart my ex. My ex didn't have a heart. Good luck finding that. So, I'm not a car guy. I'm missing that. Like I said, I can't fix anything. I'm not good with cars. I don't understand. Car people love to tell you stuff like that. They love to give you advice when they know you're shopping for a car. Don't get a white car. It shows all the dirt. Don't get a black car. It shows all the dirt. Or I can get the color I want and then wash it. This isn't a strategy for anything else in your life. Can't wait to get a good tan. Why? So I can quit the showering. Just going to match the dirt. I say, yeah, the one. You guys have been awesome. By the way, hold on. I'm going to open up the water. I'm not building to a crescendo. I'm literally just. That was incredibly well behaved of you. Thank you. That was nice. I've done shows in biker bars where they would have taken over the stage during that pause. Oh, you guys had a lot of fun. But do I want to say, before I get out of here, last thing I want to share with you guys. First of all, thank you for coming out and doing this, and also for including me. And give yourselves a round of applause, too, for coming out midweek and supporting any kind of live entertainment. I'm looking around for a mic stand. That's what I'm so used to. I forget he said it right here. So, don't need a mic stand. They don't fit me anyway. It's fine. Yeah, I've started shows by breaking the mic stand. that's how tall I like put it up. It's in two pieces. I'm like, all right, I'm going to Axl Rose it then. But one thing I did, believe it or not, I try to tell people all around the world. Like, I've been to all 50 states, all right, 6 continents, and when they teach the penguins English, I'll go to the 7th. But I will say, I actually think that we've gotten very lucky because English, a round of applause if English was your first language. Even if it's your only language, round of applause if that was your first language. Yeah, see, some of you aren't. Yeah. A round of applause if it was your second language or more. Just one person. Thank you. And it's the pastor, really? The one person who you won't correct. And I saw you did clap like, I hate being the only one too. You went like, oh no. It was like in your head, you went, there'll be some other Orange County. I forgot. No, what I'm trying to say is we won the lottery, all right? Because English became the second language of the world. In sheer number, there's no reason for that. It should be Mandarin, but people can't figure that one out. It's considered harder than English, but English is still a very hard second language to learn. It really is, right? Because, I mean, every culture has like a letters thing. Even after they've mastered English, the letters, they get stuck on, right? Like Filipinos with the P's and the F's. Japanese people with the L's and the R's, Russians with the V's and W's, Latinos, Y's and J's. Do you know what I mean? Do you know? When you go to Yak in the Box, do you know? And the SH and the CH, but I love that one. I can talk like that all day. That's so funny to me. When the SH and the CH gets mixed up, I love that. Where are you going? To the Cho? Gotta take a shower, use the shampoo. Don't be late for the Cho. I want to get a good share. No, because I have actually collected a list of badly translated English signs from around the world. These are businesses so desperate to get English-speaking business that they've put out signs when their English is not ready. Right, I speak Spanish and Italian, but very badly. Okay, I would never make a sign. I can get my point across, but I look like I don't, but I look like I'm still learning. These people are making signs and promoting. This stuff made it to a printer, and nobody corrected them. I'll just read a few of my favorites to you that I can remember. In a Japanese hotel hallway, there's a sign that reads, "Please take advantage of the maid." Would explain the price of this hotel. Also in Japan, a road sign, and you know trouble's coming because it's 2 symbols in their language and a paragraph in ours. What could go wrong? If police on horse approach, move to side of road until he pass away. It's like, whose death am I waiting on, the cop or the horse? This is ridiculous. Some of you are thinking, well, Chris, that's Japanese. It's not even related to English. No, they do it in Europe just as much. In a French hotel in Paris, there's a sign by the front desk that says, please leave your values here. Yeah, we're on the same page, Francois. I left him at home. Also, in the south of France, a friend of mine went to school with me. She's from the south of France. She took a picture of this when she knew I was compiling this list. It was a table in a tailor store for clothing alterations. 2 signs on this table made my list. On the left, it said, ladies, you may have a fit upstairs. They have a tantrum room. How cool, right? And next to it, the sign said, gentlemen, leave your trousers here and you can spend the afternoon having fun. Yeah, kind of already did that, Pierre. That's why my lady's having a fit upstairs. Just to show you Germans can focus on the negative in any situation. I got Germans in my family. I love the German people, so sweet, but sometimes they just miss the joke, even when they're the ones doing it. This is a sign in a German candy store. Today's special, no ice cream. I don't know if we have any marketing folks here, but don't advertise what you're out of, Gunter. In a Mexican hotel restaurant in Guadalajara, the sign read, the manager has personally passed all the water served here. Way to go above and beyond, Jefe. But I'm not thirsty anymore. By the way, we do it too. I'll pause and let's just let you know, we do it too. I'm not being a jerk. There are 3 products that we as Americans have tried to sell in Mexico, our next door neighbor, in Spanish, a language 40 million of us know how to speak. Made it all the way to billboards before we caught our mistake. The Chevrolet Nova. Nova. It doesn't go. We tried to sell them a car that doesn't run. Colgate, toothpaste. Colgate, go hang yourself. How bad are your teeth? When 4 out of 5 dentists are recommending suicide. And my personal favorite, remember Got Milk? Remember that commercial? It was all over America, right? Billboards everywhere. Got milk? Got milk? Tried that in Mexico. Turns out when you directly translate the idiom, it reads as, do you lactate? Remember those signs? No pictures, no product information. Just signs all over Mexico saying, do you lactate? Apparently they thought we were just curious or something. My last 2 favorite signs. This one I love for just the sheer courage. In an English language school in Barcelona. English well talking here, speeching American. I will never have that much confidence about anything. And last but not least, my personal favorite of all time. I haven't lived in England for 23 years. I lived there for a semester. I can still remember this sign like it was yesterday. An Indian restaurant in London. After your first visit, we guarantee you will be regular. And they delivered. They delivered. Oh. Well, you guys, I want to tell you about my most recent, well, actually, I was actually at the Hollywood Bowl when Chappelle was attacked. I was there. Yeah, there's a big, yeah, comedians are under fire now, but I always tell every audience, well, not here, you guys are nice. I'm just saying, I tell audiences, if anyone feels like rushing the stage, just know I have pre-existing conditions that my lawyer and doctor are going to blame on you. You're going to get your subpoena, and it's not going to make any sense. I just swung at him and missed. How did I give him high blood pressure? But I actually missed celebrity sightings. That was something I never thought. I try to tell people that. Southern California natives, we don't like Hollywood. Right? We don't, it's overpriced. It's hard to park. We hate going up there. It's for the tourists. But I actually did have a cool celebrity sighting the last time I was in Hollywood. How many of you remember the 80s hair metal band Twisted Sister? Yeah. I'm at the corner of La Brea and Melrose, and I'm in the front. I don't know if you've ever been at that intersection. It takes a very long time, so I know I have forever. I look over, and Dee Snider is standing on a corner trying to put a coin into a parking meter, but he's distracted talking to somebody, and he can't see. It's a card-only meter. It doesn't take coins. I'm like, I will never get this chance again. I got to do it. I rolled the window down, and I said, it's not going to take it. No, it ain't going to take it. It's not going to take it anymore. Because you got to amuse yourselves. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for having me out. Take care of yourselves. Have a good night. Actually, that was the feeblest mic drop.
It was either the mic stand or just the table, right? Let's hear it again one more time for Chris. Amen. All right, well, thank you so much for coming tonight. Feel free to stick around and talk in your tables if you want. There's lots more food in the back. There's some jumpers outside for your kids to go and jump in. But it'll be a fun night. So have fun, fellowship. Make sure you pick your kids up by 8:30. Thank you for being part of our life group session this session, and we'll see you next time. No, I got to check for that. Yeah, thank you so much. Feel free to get some more food if you like. Use the restroom. Yeah, take some with you if you want. That was good. Yeah, absolutely.
It wasn't just you were the only one clapping. Look, you saw it. Oh, some people I think like together still like I saw this a couple of more people actually, I was worried about that. Like even if they're like, well, you don't realize this, that doesn't make any noise. Most people were putting down.
Yeah, absolutely.